Hello, my fellow human, and welcome back to another pick a card reading here at Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with they received their karma for hurting you. So, what's next for you, right? And this was a channel message. It's really weird how this one came in, but I'm actually really excited to do this. Really quick, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this channel, this ever-growing tribe, this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time in this space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. If this resonates with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on a membership. But if not, thank you for your continued support here. I do really quickly want to explain a little bit about how this reading is going to go so you will know kind of what to expect. Okay, so we are going to look at what their karma was. What did they receive? We're not going to focus a whole lot on that, but I do want to touch on that. What I really want to focus on is what's next for you for letting go of this situation, right? The blessing that comes from when you let the past be in the past and you've moved on and you're healing yourself and you're becoming a better version of yourself. That's really what I want to focus on today. But I did just want to set it up for you so you kind of have an idea of how we're going to get into this, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and start with your prayer. And then we will go ahead and get into this reading for you. And it's not going to be a super long one today. Today is going to be short and sweet, but I did want to get it out for you, okay? Alright, so my beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. I ask that you open our hearts to truly stand in this place of compassion for self and forgiveness of self as well, so that we can open up to grace, harmony, peace, and knowing just how resilient we are through the things that we've experienced and what we've discovered about ourselves along the journey. I ask that you bring us into this space of knowing that we are loved and we are so supported, and that we too can open up to an unconditional loving version of ourselves. Maybe not for the world just yet, but for ourselves, and that we are deserving of that. That while we've been through difficulties and hardships and we've suffered and we've experienced trauma, that we're no less important and that we still have a right to belong. Will you put it on our hearts and show us the signs that we are on the right path, that we are taking the right journey? May you open us up to the truth that resides within. As these words are spoken onto this reading among my tribe and onto these people, so shall they be. Amen, aho, ase. Thank you, my beloved source. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me go ahead and get that set off to the side here. All right, and today we are going to choose from my Sacred Rebel deck. I haven't brought this out in a while, but I love this deck. I've already given it a shuffle. So, source, for pile number 1, what Sacred Rebels Oracle will help us better understand what's now next for pile number 1? What's next for pile number 1 after this person has received their karma? What's next for pile number 1, source? What's next? Okay, thank you. All right, and for pile number 2, source, what Sacred Rebel Oracle card will help us better understand what's next for pile number 2 now that this person has received their karma? What's next? What's next for pile number 2, source? What will help us better understand what's next? Wow, that card came dancing out. All right, source, and for pile number 3, what Sacred Rebels Oracle card will help us better understand what's next for pile number 3 now that the person that hurt them has received their karma? What's next? Okay, thank you. All right, and on the bottom of the deck, we have Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted. And I love this with this beautiful owl here showing that we are letting go of karmic cycles and no longer waiting around while people just decide to treat us however the hell they want to treat us. And excuse my language, I don't normally curse, but it's just interesting because sometimes we're stuck in these cycles and these patterns where we're hoping that someone will change, right? And that's definitely a message of just knowing that the only person who we can change or hope to change, wow, I have the hiccups, is ourselves, right? We can't wait for people to become a better version of themselves if we're not choosing to be the better version of ourselves. Okay, so let me make sure these are in frame. For pile number 1, we do have this beautiful piece of rose quartz today. Okay, for pile number 2, we do have this beautiful piece of unakite. Okay, for pile number 3, we have this beautiful piece of blue agate. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. With that being said, I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of rose quartz, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on they've received their karma for hurting you. So what's next for you? If you did not catch the intro, I did explain in the intro how these readings are going to go. And just to save time, if you're wondering how that's going to work out, or if you're just along for the ride, welcome. But quickly, I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be in this time in this space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should this resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what's next for you. So source, now that this person has received their karma, what's next for pile number 1? What's coming for pile number 1? To focus on the good news, what's next for pile number 1, source? What's next for pile number 1? Okay, so we've got the 5th house Taurus and Mars energy coming in. Ooh. So it does look like someone does want to come in and entertain you. Is definitely interested in maybe dating you, starting up something. I do see, though, above that, what they really want to focus on. So that's just a message for 1 or 2 people, is that someone's coming in to date you. But really what the focus is here is that there's a new sense of joy and a new sense of spirit with self. Like you're really connecting with a higher version of yourself. You're really connecting with a better version of yourself. And you are in this place of really falling in love with yourself again and seeing that it's okay for you to have passion and joy and fun in life again. I feel like for a long time you felt like everything that was in your life was just drama, aggression, fear, and overwhelming energy. And now that you've let go of this situation and this person, or you're in the process of really relinquishing it, right? Like not holding on to it anymore, hoping that things go awry, or hoping that this person experiences their karma, which we do see with this message that they have. But you're really reconnecting with this sense of loyalty for self and self-love and self-understanding is the feeling that's coming through. Like I'm beginning to understand myself, and through understanding myself, I'm understanding myself, and that's showing you a whole new perspective of the world, right? and a new perception on yourself that you do deserve higher love, that you do deserve to be seen as the beautiful person that you are, and that you are a leader. And this situation that you went through can very well be leading you into becoming a leader, to helping others overcome very similar situations as well, letting go of those. But I do feel like you're becoming a very sound fighter for yourself, and that's something that's coming for you, that to look forward, right? We're not looking necessarily into the financial side of things. We're just really looking for the spiritual side of things, what's going to come and help your heart be at peace, right? And that's exactly what this feels like. You're going to be fighting for your right to be seen, to be heard, to be understood, while also coming from a very compassionate and soft side. So letting your light shine, and shine brightly, knowing that it's your light to shine, and you don't have to hide from yourself any longer because of that, because of someone doesn't like you, or because someone is treating you a certain way. You're still just going to shine anyways, right? I hear that song. It's from The Croods, I think is the movie. It's a cartoon movie, but it's like, I think Firefly sings it, Shine Your Way. To shine, 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 shine your way. Right? Like, that's exactly what it feels like. Like, you're just learning how to shine your way, not someone else's way, not what someone else expects you to be, to do, to see, to have, to hear. You're doing that all for yourself, and that's something that's very beautiful, and that's helping you to come into this very potent relationship and bond with your higher self, and trusting every move that you make. And no longer being in this place of like, did I do the right thing? You're going to know that you did the right thing. So first I do, since we've kind of got the idea of where you're at, we'll dig into that a little bit deeper later. But I do want to first find out what the karma is that this person's experiencing for hurting you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I just want to get a short answer here. So Source, what's the karma that this person is receiving for hurting pile number one? Can you help us understand this just a little bit better so we can paint a better picture as to what's coming for pile number one? What's the karma that this person is receiving for hurting pile number one, Source? Yeah, feeling lost, no longer knowing how to commit to things, because no one wants to put up with it anymore. No one wants to put up with the fact that this person isn't living in a reality-based situation. They're very much in a fantasy realm. It feels like they want everybody to be the way that they want them to, and they're very stubborn. They don't want to change. What's the karma that this person is receiving for hurting pile number one, Source? What's the karma that this person is receiving for hurting pile number one? Okay. So it's interesting that the Two of Swords have come out in the reverse. It's showing that they're actually on a path to a positive outcome. So for hurting you, it's actually altered the way of their life. Like, their karma literally is their timeline is being dissolved, which it might not sound as bad as it really is. That means that everything that they know, everything that they've experienced, and every foundation that they have built is beginning to crumble. And sometimes being shown the truth, even for us, right, on the journey, we're healing, we're trying to be a better version of ourselves. Sometimes when we find a truth, they're like, oh, I really don't like that truth. And so this person is fighting tooth and nail to not realize these truths. But it's unfortunate too, because once they're actualized right in front of us, we can't go away from that. We can't turn from that anymore. We can't unlearn that. And so this person is still trying to hold on to an old way of being. And now it's because they hurt you. It's like their karma is to deal with that awakening without having someone there beside them, or having someone walk them through it. It's like maybe they made fun of you for who you were, and maybe they made fun of you for having all these spiritual attributes, and maybe they really just played it out hard on you, especially with the Swords card here. It's something that they were constantly saying, you know, something they were communicating with. Is like making you feel bad and making you feel like you didn't deserve to be seen for your gifts, or making you feel like you didn't belong. And what they're being shown right now is that everything that they believed is an illusion. It's an illusion. And This is someone, yeah, ooh. Okay, so we've got the Chariot in reverse. Let's get a couple cards out of it. This is someone who doesn't want to admit that they had opened their mouth and inserted foot. This is not someone who's going to come through and say, I'm sorry, right? And their karma is watching you become emotionally stable and also being a leader. We saw that, right? We saw that with the dice, becoming this leader, this powerhouse in your journey, and knowing that you're emotionally sound. And you're so sound in your emotions and what it is that you've gone through and what it is that you've healed from, that yes, with the world here, that they're seeing you touch people around the world. Like, they have to watch this, and they can't do it. They have no say in it. They have no say in how things have happened. And now they're feeling completely defeated and recognizing that the way that they treated you was unfair. And I also feel like right now they're trying to make a change in their life. And while they're trying to make a change in their life, someone or somebody, like there's a group of people that are treating them exactly the same way that they treated you. And so it's really causing dissonance for them to make their life better, while at the same time they're trying to make their life better. They're also watching as you're excelling and surviving and thriving and becoming so strong. And for you, though, it's interesting that we had the cards come out in this way, because their karma has been to watch you become a very emotionally secure person. Maybe you didn't have that before because this person was making you feel like you were crazy, or making you feel like you were all over the place. The things that they were saying, the things that they were trying to convince you of, making you feel really uneasy. And now they're watching as you're in this beautiful place where people actually trust you and they believe you, and they come to you for advice, and you're helping guide them through this portal of change, right? Like, we have the 9 of coins on the bottom in the upright. Yeah, you are, and you're getting money, you're getting financial security based on it, and they're just next level right now. Like, they can't handle that, right? You've saved yourself with the Knight of Swords here. They're watching you save yourself. So this could have been someone who tried to play the knight in shining armor in your life, or someone who was coming in to save you from a terrible situation. This could have been a Cancer, an Aries, it could have been an Aries, could have been an Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio. This could have been a Pisces, a Libra, or even a Virgo. Yeah, let's check one more card here. Yep. So this is someone who put you through a lot of peer pressure. They pressured you to changing your ways. It's like, if I can pressure. So it's like, this is someone who didn't necessarily say really awful things to your face. They could have. Okay, that's something that could be. But this is someone who pressured you into feeling like you didn't belong. And they knowingly did this. They know that if I pressure pile 1, they'll do what I want them to do. Yeah, they were very cold towards you, very unkind. So for some, there's somebody here who's just ruthless. Said some very ruthless things to you. For others, there's someone here who just, it's like, I'm going to put the pressure on pile number 1 so that they'll walk away from their healing journey, so that they'll walk away from this. And we see here that their karma now is that they're still stuck in this old way of being, even though things are shifting for them. But because things are shifting for them and they're fighting tooth and nail, and now people are treating them the way that they treated you, they don't know what to do. Like, they don't know how to handle it. And it's like they can't even come to you and ask for help because they know that they're not going to get it from you. So this is someone who just watches from a distance. They spy on you all the time. And so their karma is literally watching as you become the you that you were always meant to be. Without them, without their help. This is someone who has a hero complex, who wants to save everyone but doesn't want to invest the support. And now they have no support. They don't have any support from anyone. Right? And so they may have a couple of people that they go to that they can complain to that, you know, still believe them. But the thing is that time is quickly catching up. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. Time is quickly catching up to where they're not going to be able to convince these people any longer that you were crazy, or that you didn't know what you were talking about, or that you were just taking advantage. Very quickly, there's going to be a shift here where suddenly everybody that believed this person is going to have to take a step back and be like, whoa, pile one was actually making it. They were doing it, and they're excelling at it now, right? So let's see what's next for you. I just wanted to look into that really quickly. Let me give this a shuffle. Source, can you please tell us what is next for pile number one? Can you give us what is next for pile number one? Thank you. Can you give us what's next for pile number one? Happiness. Happiness and contentment. Like, you let go of an old pattern here. What is next for pile number one, Source? Can you tell us what's next for pile number one? What is next for pile number one, Source? Can you please tell us what's next? Clarity. Clarity from a situation that was unclear to you. I feel like you were very invested in this. And now you're recognizing that it's okay to be emotionally invested with people, but it has to be the right people. And that's what's coming next. It's just this understanding that it's okay to be open and vulnerable. It's okay to be a loving, kind person. It's okay to have feelings for people, but if they're not the right people, then it's also okay to say goodbye. What else is coming? Yeah. This ability to handle the situations, the turns, the twists that are coming from a very sound place. Like, look at this. You have 1 and 2. We don't know what this is yet, but we have 1 and 2 coming out. It's like this slow progress. Then you have the 3 here because the world is 21. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and we said 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock, right? So you're making this steady progress that you're slowly taking a step, but it's like every step you take feels like miles, right? When before it was like you felt like you were taking 1 step forward and 20 steps back. It's not going to feel like that anymore. It's going to feel like every step you take is you taking steps for miles. Look, I can't with you. Pile 1. We've got the world on the bottom of the deck. You're going to just be well known. I mean, this is something that's coming up. People around the world could potentially need advice from you or help from you, or it's just people in your world. You see, it's like, it doesn't necessarily have to be around the world, but maybe you're just very impactful for the community that you've built, the community that you have. You're very, very psychic, very, very gifted here, very capable of discerning people's motives, what it is that they want with you, what it is they want in your life, whether they're good for you, whether they're bad for you. Like, this is what you're getting. You're receiving this initiation to a higher version of you. And with that, just completely knowing how to build your life from scratch. What do we have? Yeah, the 3 of Swords. This is Source coming in. Now, it's interesting, this picture, right? Because the 3 of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith talks about heartbreak and despair and betrayal. But the Tarot Marseille, it's actually getting divine assistance from Source, from your angels, from your guides. So we see here that it was like where you were once struggling to figure out what move to make or what to do with this person, because I do feel like for some of you this is not someone that you could cut out quickly. Like, there definitely feels like there was a process here, and so through that it was like not knowing, like always being unsure because of the emotional connection that was there. And suddenly it's like something happened where you became completely clear and you got divine assistance. It's like they interfered in your life and they're like, you kept asking for it, you kept praying for it, and now we're here giving you that understanding that there's going to be a lot of twists and turns, but if you show up, we promise you, you're going to have the world. You're going to get the world. You're going to have this completion of this cycle, and it's no longer going to be in your life. So we do have the 6 of Wands, yeah. You're balancing out things. You're coming into a place where you're going to meet someone. The 6 of Wands talks about an alliance, right? An alliance that's very successful. You're meeting people, the right people. right? We talked about that with these two cards, where you're going to be able to discern who's for you, who's meant to be in your life, and who's not meant to be in your life. So you're going to have successful alliances come in. You're going to be meeting people who want to see you get to the next level as much as you want to see them get to the next level. And so this person has to watch all that. They have to watch as you create a new friend group. They have to watch as you create a successful business or a successful life. They have to watch as you grow and become a person that they never expected you to become. And they can't say anything about it because they don't have access to your energy like that anymore. This is you clearing your mind, and in turn clearing your mind, being able to take action to manifest physically into this world that success that you're looking for. It may take time. It may be a long journey, but you're ready to take it because it's harder than what? Is it harder than dealing with this person in the past? No. It's you realizing that I'm only dealing with myself now, and as long as I show up in that energy, I'm going to have success. So let's get some oracles out here. See what else wants to come through. May we please have some more messages here for pile number 1, Source. What's next for them? Can you please paint us more of a picture? 12th house, spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. So you went from being a martyr to being a beast. Literally. Right? And now you're a spiritual beast where people are coming to you. So whatever it is that you do, like, you're spiritually helping people. So whether you're healing people's auras, you're healing people spiritually, giving them advice, giving them tips, helping them with their emotions, something emotionally here you're helping people with. Could be a Pisces. You could have Pisces placements, or your 12th house could have Taurus or Aries in it. We have the sun here on the bottom, self-express and embody truth. You're letting yourself shine. Like, they're being very clear about this here. You are letting yourself shine. You are no longer trying to hide in the shadows, which I feel like when this person was in your life, it was all you could do not to go and crawl under the nearest rock, just to get away from it for a while. And now that feeling is, you don't have that feeling anymore. It's not that you don't know that feeling, you do, but it's no longer in your energy. It's no longer in this space of like trying to shy away from who you are or your gifts or what it is that you do. So it's like this person can go and basically get in a donut and roll down the hole for all I care, right? Because it's really what it is. It's like they tried to pressure you into believing that you weren't who you were, and now you're beginning to understand just how powerful you are. Yeah, you're finding happiness. Didn't I say that earlier too in the reading? Like, you're learning how to find happiness with Dolphin here. Learning how to embrace that happiness through faith, through action, through love. Thank you. Sources answered prayers of this desert vision quest. Like, you went and you tried to figure it out on your own. Finally, you had to ask for assistance, and Source came in and said, I got you. I got you. Don't trip, chocolate chip. I got you. I got you. Right? So let's see. Let's get, whoa, okay. This is the one that flew out. I love this. Look, transformation is beautiful. We have a number 11 here showing that this is a very spiritual transformation. This is deeper than just something physical. Yes, it will turn into physical, but right now, what's next for you, and because they hurt you, it's like you're gaining understanding of just how powerful you are. Like, you cannot stress that enough. You are never alone. And I feel like for a long time you did feel alone, and now you're seeing just how connected you are to this higher power, how connected you are to your guides, your angels, even to certain friends that maybe you didn't know were cheering you on, right? Look, I love this reading. Thank you so much, Source. We have Elephant with leadership here. Number 10, this is your path of purpose. You're meant to be a leader in this life. You're meant to help others. And that's what's next for you, is stepping into this powerful position after a time of being alone, after a time of truly integrating those lessons that you were gathering, that understanding that you were having with yourself. So let's actually take a look at, I do want to look at the shadow aspect from this that was at play for you, like what it was that you were healing. What's the shadow aspect here that pile number 1 was healing? Okay, thank you. What was the shadow aspect that pile number 1 was healing here? May I please have one more? What was the shadow aspect that pile number 1 was healing here? Okay, thank you. Okay, you got 2 more. On the bottom, cuts both ways. Good and bad aspects, mixed blessing, and division. Yeah, so definitely feels like that. We did have Two-Face that flew out here. Let me go ahead and move these over. It says, playing with your emotions is insincere, not who you think. And that's what I was getting. It's like this person pressuring you into being something that you're not. Like, they really wanted you to be what they wanted you to be. It's almost like they were trying to live vicariously through you. Drowning, you're going under and barely keeping things afloat. Ask for help. This is exactly what I was saying earlier. You finally asked for help and they're coming in and they're like, we got you, and up in the air, not able to make solid plans, flighty and undergrounded. Yeah, so this is just what they made you feel all the time. I feel like this person really made you feel extremely anxious. Like, what are they going to do next? What's going to happen next? What do I need to bring forth today? Like, what's the story today? And how can I be my best self, right? And how can I make sure that there's not going to be an argument? And that's what you were healing. You're healing that feeling like you have to get involved in a situation like that. You're healing that no longer are you seeing two-faced people as their good side. You're actually discerning that two-faced side, right? And no longer are you drowning here because you're learning how to ask for help, knowing that you're not alone. Let's take a look at your oracle card. I'm going to read this from the book. Yes, spirals of manifestation. Oh, I love this. I love this. Let me get this from the book real quick and we'll read a little bit of this from there for you. Okay. See this picture? It says, the creative, rebellious path of love moves in spirals. It's not linear. Sometimes our mind decides that the way forward is to take clear steps from one point to the next logical point. However, there's a genius within that can guide us to an alternative route. If there is an unnecessary pothole or delay in the typical linear path of progression, the curved loop in the path will be quicker, more fun, and more beautiful. Then why not allow yourself to be guided to that path? This can happen through trust and wisdom rather than rigid adherence to what on the surface appears to be a logical progression. You're in the midst of a spiral manifestation. Something is coming into being, even if you think it is further away than ever before. How amazing it will seem when what you have been dreaming of falls into place. Suddenly what you've been thinking of creating will plonk into your reality, seemingly out of nowhere, because it was just around the bend, just out of view, on the spiral of manifestation, and you could not see it coming. In truth, it was coming to you all along. Sometimes when we feel the furthest away from what we want, we are actually closer than ever before. Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see your manifestation taking root in the world. You must hold true to your faith and keep working on your progress. Yes, so there's something that's manifesting in your life here. There's something that's about to come for you, more than just this emotional well-being. You've been working towards something and you're just about there. It's like you were able to get away from this heavy energy, and in doing so you brought yourself closer than ever to something that's meant to be yours. We have 18 here, which is 9, so you're almost in that place of completing it, stepping up into the 10 energy here, which is that harvest, that abundance, and that overflowing energy that's coming through for you. I love this reading for you, pile number 1. You've done such an amazing job. Hey, so if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little world emoji down below and say, let the spirals of manifestation take me right to my leadership and manifestations. And if it resonated with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links necessary below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to Spotify on my podcast at Scatterlove Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. I am going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, and my guides for coming together to give us this amazing message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful Unakite piece, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on They received their karma for hurting you. What's next for you? If you're wondering how this is going to play out, I did explain that in the intro, so you could definitely go back and check the intro. But if you're just along for the ride, then welcome. We'll just get into it. Quickly, though, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should this happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out, Source, what is next for pile number 2 now that the person that's hurt them received their karma? Can you help us know what's next for pile number 2? Would you like to focus on today's Source? What is next for pile number 2? Now that this person's received their karma, what is next for pile number 2? Oh, Aquarius energy, the 5th house, and Venus energy. So this is interesting, right? Because for some, it could mean that someone's coming in to date, especially with this 5th house and the Venus energy coming up. Definitely like a love relationship could be coming in, something that is through a friendship, where you're going to be building a friendship with someone. It might be unexpected. Okay, this is something that's not going to be like, oh, I know that person's going to ask me out. It actually might be a very unexpected person coming through and saying, hey, I'd like to date you. Okay, for a lot of you, this is going to be more or less connecting with the joy, the play, the passion, the fun, the excitement. Some of you did come from pile number 1. You're more than welcome. If you were drawn to both pile 1 and 2, you can check that out. But this is a very interesting message because it's actually talking about how you're changing into this person that is exuding happiness and joy and contentment, and very much in the divine feminine. You're very, very soft and receptive now to the new things that life has to offer. You're no longer in this place of trying to control the outcome or trying to control how things happen. You're more or less in this very receptive energy of like whatever comes and going with the flow. And I feel like that's actually very strange for you because you may have dealt with having to have had control over everything in your life, or wanting to keep control over everything in your life so that you felt a sense of stability. And through letting go, you're actually learning that you're finding more stability in just being in this moment. I'm just going to be. I'm just going to let whatever happens, happens, and I'm just going to be. And there's like contentment with that. There's this energy of gratitude that's coming with that. There's this feeling of abundance that's coming with that. And above all, just super stable, like being very stable for yourself here. Okay? You're very different than anyone. You've always been different. You've always stood out. You're very unique. You could have a very exotic look to you. You could dress differently. You could dress very high, like, have a lot of fashion sense about you. You could do your makeup in a very unique way, like very different from everyone around you. You stand out already, okay? You've always stood out, but now it's just standing out even more because it's like connecting that divine feminine with your reality. And it doesn't matter if you're masculine on here. If you identify with the divine masculine, that's fine. Sometimes what happens when you're a masculine, you get so stuck in masculine energy that you actually don't know how to receive, and that's changing for you. And for those of you that are divine feminines that have been in the divine masculine for a while, this is what's changing for you, just learning to receive. I'm going to open up to my blessings and I'm going to let them come into my life, and it's going to happen in very unique ways. Like as unique as you are, that's how you're going to be receiving your blessings. And that might disappoint some, but I feel like for most of you, it's actually just yeah, that's right. I do get blessings in a unique way. And I love that. And they're not your general everyday blessings. It's just things that you've always wanted, or actions that you've always wanted to take, or characteristics that you've always wanted to exude. And they're coming and you just basically step right into it in a very profound way. So we are going to find out first. We're going to come back to that. Okay, we're going to come back to what it is that's next for you, but I actually do want to find out a little bit about What is the karma that this person received for hurting you? And we're going to get that with my deck here and see what comes through. So Source, could you please tell us what the karma is that this person received for hurting pile number 2? Can you tell us what karma this person received for hurting pile number 2? I keep getting this energy that they actually connected with someone who was way worse than they were and put them in a place of self-sabotage. So it's like, however they hurt you, it's like they got that tenfold. So I do feel like someone narcissistic came into their life, someone who's very cold and distant, disconnected, very cruel and ruthless to them. Source, what was this person's karma for hurting pile number 2? Okay, thank you. What is this person's karma for hurting pile number 2? Now they're just fraught with anxiety and not willing to save themselves either. It's like when they were with you, they didn't realize how much peace you brought into their life because they were always trying to create chaos. So now they want peace, but they don't even know how to ask for it. Source, what is this person's karma for hurting pile number 2? Yeah, they don't want to face reality here. Just very much in this place. They could be going through a legal battle right now that's not ending well for them. It's like they were trying to show up very honest. They were trying to show up from this place of stability and integrity, and instead they got it shoved back in their face and things are falling apart. So what is this person's karma for hurting pile number 2? Can you give us a picture here? I'm watching you be distant emotionally here. You're not giving your emotions to them anymore. Okay, so they may still play a part in your life. They may still have access to you. But for most of you, it's just seeing that you're now in a place of loving yourself fully. And not only that, but being very intuitive and connected to your intuition. Yeah, this person is very impulsive, reluctant to change, and just very much like exactly what I was saying. This person was in their toxic feminine and they projected that onto you, which makes sense now as to why you're stepping up into that divine feminine energy now. And so they projected this toxic feminine onto you and made you feel all kinds of ways, not nurtured, not supported, right? Very unstable, very emotionally unkept, very hopeless with the star coming out in the reverse here. But I feel like what has happened here now is that all those emotions that they put on you, they thought they were getting someone better. With the Queen of Cups here, they really, really believed that they were getting someone better. And this person shows great face. When they go and they meet new people, this person's very loving, this person's very kind, this person's very outgoing. It seems and appears that this person is intuitive as well. But behind closed doors, once you get to know this person, they're doing it all for show. This person's actually very, very, very overbearing and just not willing to show up as a kind person. They probably say really rude things to this individual. They're probably very, jealous of them. They project that jealousy onto them and make them feel very disconnected. Yeah, and they make them feel like you're mine and no one else can have you. And this is slowly coming out. That's why this person's not taking any action, because this is something that's building over time. This is something that has created a dissonance in their energy, and now it's stuck. Like they're stuck. And it's unfortunate to see people have to get this as their karma. It is unfortunate. I know for some people they're like, no, they deserve that. And it's, for me, I just look at it a whole different way. I look at it like, it's unfortunate that they couldn't see that they needed to heal when they were with you. And now they're being forced to face it in an entirely different way that's either going to force them to stay in that and stay in that uncomfortable place, or they're going to be forced to change. And now they're watching as you're coming into a very positive time in your life, very abundant time in your life. Very capable. You're very nurturing and clear about what it is that you want. And they can't do anything about it because they had time to do something about it when you were with them or around them. And they just didn't see it clearly. They didn't see you clearly. They didn't see the situation clearly. Instead, they just kind of showed up and acted like a fool. I mean, really. It's just someone who just didn't want to put 2 and 2 together. Like, hey, I actually have to take care of this person that's in front of me. Right? They were overprotective. They were involved with other people's lives. This could have been a mother in your life. This is definitely showing mother wound energy. Okay, this is someone who didn't want to take responsibility. They didn't like people having, they didn't like people having leadership, and that was why they had a huge issue with you as well, because they saw that you were capable of leading others. There was a lot of abuse here. There was a lot of danger, and now they're exposing themselves to danger and abuse, and their wishful thinking just has them keep going back to that. And so they're recognizing where it was like they didn't want to respect your boundaries. Now they have someone in their life that doesn't respect their boundaries. Just, it's coming back tenfold. I really can't say that in any other way. It's really coming back tenfold. Because they thought that they were coming together with someone who was rich, who is well-rounded, who is very dynamic, and instead they're coming together with this person who just is very rough and not someone that they want to be around, right? Because now they're trying to get this person that they're with is forcing their views on them and insisting that they're in a wrong direction, and they've lost touch with reality here. And now they just want to resign to the situation and give up, and they don't have a fighting spirit anymore. Whatever fighting spirit you saw them have with you, it's completely gone. And part of that's because they felt like they owned you, right? That's what it feels like here. It feels like they felt like they owned you, like they had the right to treat you that way. And so now someone else acts that way with, like, you're mine. What I was getting here, like, you're mine and that's it. Like, you can't act any other way. So let's go ahead and move beyond that. Let's find out more about what's next for you, Pile 2. So, Source, can you tell us what's next for Pile 2? Give us a clue as to what's coming next for Pile 2. Really fresh beginning, like a clean slate is what it feels like here. Feeling fabulous, feeling glorious, sexy. Just feeling more like yourself here. Feeling grounded and successful. Let's see what comes out. These are just energies that are flying by right now. What's next for pile number 2, Source? What's next for pile number 2? Whoa, thank you. Love. Yeah, I did say that in the beginning. For some, there's going to be love that's coming in here. Someone that wants to go out on a date with you. Someone who wants to get together with you. This is going to be someone who is definitely on the same level as you. What's next for pile number 2, Source? What's next for pile number 2? Okay, thank you. What's next for pile number 2? May I please have one more? What's next? Okay, yeah. Healing the inner child. Isn't it interesting? We have the 6 of Swords here in the upright and the 6 of Swords here in the reverse. It's like, not only are you healing the inner child, it's like you're just finding balance in life, right? Learning how to see yourself with eyes of love, seeing yourself through eyes of unconditional love, and knowing that you deserve good things. That's what's next for you. It's understanding this. No longer wishing for it. It's just knowing that this is a part of your life now. Yeah, new inspirations, new creativity coming into your life. Feeling good about yourself. Knowing you have... Look, we've got a lot of repeat cards here. The Star coming out. You're feeling amazing about yourself with this combination here. So you made a choice for you, and now you just feel so good about yourself. Feeling hopeful. The world has a new light to it. You have a new light. You're shining. You're no longer listening to that negative voice inside. You're listening to the positive self of your higher self, right? And through that, you're gaining all this inspiration to do new things that are making you feel amazing. And this person is just in this place of experiencing everything that they put you through. And I know we want people to go through that. Like, that's like, it's like finally they're getting the taste of their own medicine. But remember that we don't want to be in that energy either, because that can block us from our blessings. Okay, 14:14 on the clock. We do see here love. We also see love of self here with the 2 of Cups, just really coming into that dualistic place of owning and loving the shadow and the light side equally, knowing that I am made of both, and that makes me a complete being. We have the 4 of Wands here, moving on from a stalemate. So there was a stagnancy here in your energy, and you're finally moving on. It does feel like there's a sense of play that's coming to hand here. You could have Aquarius energy heavily aspect in your chart. Venus in Aquarius. You could have Moon in Aquarius, North Node in Aquarius, or even your first house in Aquarius energy here. If not, that's okay. It's just Aquarian energy is very heavy in this reading right now. And then we have, it's interesting that the Eight of Swords came out in the reverse. I mean, in the reverse or the upright, really, the Tarot Marseille talks about fears. One way it talks about anxieties. Really, the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands are pretty similar cards, with the exception of one is a mindset. The other is standing still because I'm not able to take action, right? So here we see here, you're facing these fears, and you're no longer letting them get the best of you with the Six of Swords. You're allowing yourself to see that this is all from the past. This is like, now, instead of trying to be the, like, this to me always feels like death. I don't know why, but it's like the death, the figure of death. That's what this rabbit always makes me feel like. And he's crying here. I don't know if you can see the tear in his eye there, but he's crying, and it's like feeling like death. Like there's this transformation that's happened in the way that you see yourself. You're recognizing that you're meant to shine, and you're recognizing that you're meant to see yourself through loving eyes. And this becomes a very profound change in your life. Okay, we have a lot of balancing out here, right? You have a lot of balancing, seeing the dualistic nature, finding that support, recognizing that you played a part in your karma by your thoughts, right? The thoughts that you're programmed by, and in turn now trying to come into this very balanced aspect, recognizing that all along this person was very much a mirror to your internal world, and now wanting to come into a place of healing it because you understand yourself much better with this Two of Cups here. So for some, the Two of Cups could be pointing at love. If the Six of Cups had come out, then yes, definitely romantic love. But the Two of Cups in the Tarot Marseille is not as in-depth as the Six of Cups. It's more or less like playing off of the Ace of Cups, which really talks about finding grace and connection through divine power and connecting with spirit, with source, with God, with your higher self, and knowing that this is that temple, and as long as you're fulfilling your spiritual needs, that temple will always fulfill you. And the Two of Cups plays on that by knowing that you're not separate from any of this. It's playing a part in both your hardships and your the good times, but that you're the common denominator at both of them. Because you see here we have these twins. They're the same girl, right? It's the same girl here, whether they're twins, whether they're, you know, and I'm not saying twin flames here. That's not what this is about. This is literally talking about you're seeing the good side and the bad side as one and the same. No longer are they separate from one another, and no longer are you trying to run from that. And that's something that's coming for you, is the stability in knowing that when something rough is happening, you can be present with it and it's not going to overrun your life, right? You can still find inspiration in the hardships. Okay, you're looking internally here with the Two of Wands, which does talk about options, but this image is so fitting to this reading because it really talks about, again, the same girl looking, but there's nothing here, right? It's an open mirror. It's just a frame, but it's the same girl looking at herself. You're finding inspiration knowing that you've reconnected with the part of you that you might have been hiding from when you were with this person, or when this person was in your life, shying away from. Let's get some oracles out here and find out some more source. What is next for pile number 2? And I know that's not what everybody always wants to hear. There's a lot of people who want to hear, oh, money's coming, but honestly, spiritual growth is far more abundant than any money that you get. And I just feel like I need to say that for someone out here. It's like, oh, it's not what I want to hear, and it's not necessarily about what you want to hear. Tarot readings are not designed to tell you what you want to hear, and if they are always telling you what you want to hear, then maybe you should explore new readers, but it usually is about what we need to hear, and sometimes it's not always good. Right? I know I've been there, been called out by my own cards. I've been called out by other readers, like source coming in and saying, okay, it's time to face this, right? So for you, I do feel like there's been a point in time where it's like spiritual journey wasn't as important to you as the physical manifestation journey. And they're saying they're one and the same, because once you get your emotional well-being right, then you'll be able to manifest what you want in your life. Yeah, look, conjunction, a union merging and coming together. So definitely love in the cards for some. For others, it's a huge transformation. This is just understanding that you are one and the same. And knowing that the dualistic nature of the world, and that's playing a part in how you feel about yourself. And when you can control that part of yourself and not like overrun it or tell yourself not to feel those bad thoughts anymore, but being aware, right? That's all it is being aware of it. When we become aware of it, we know that we get the choice to either let that affect us, or we can also say, enough is enough. That's not going to be my day. I'm going to have a good day regardless. This is taking a lot of work with Beaver flying out here. This is taking a lot of work. This also makes me think of Saturn. This is a lot of things that you've had to sacrifice in order to overcome this type of relationship or connection in your life. There's a lot of things that you've had to do, and you've done a good job at it. I feel like it's been a process to get you away from being successful and famous and known and rich and all that, to coming into this place of finding balance within, which you're doing a good job of. So if you've been struggling with finding that inner balance, and that's something that you've been praying for, this is that confirmation for you, okay? On the bottom, look, we have the soul. This cannot be any clearer. We have 27 flying out and then 28 on the bottom here with the butterfly and the soul. Definitely transformation coming in here. More than anything, reconnecting with the higher self, reconnecting with your soul's purpose. What your heart wants matters, and that's coming into play now in your life. You're not questioning what your heart wants. You know what it wants, and you're going towards that. It's making it look very effortless. Making it look very flawless. Yeah, communion with eagle. Flying high. Knowing you deserve to be seen, but not in like that popular sense. Knowing that you just deserve to be you everywhere you go. This person making you feel bad about who you are, making you feel like you were theirs to own and that you couldn't show yourself to anybody, and see how vulnerable she is here with the Ace of Wands. Like, very vulnerable, very exposed. It's different. It's a different feeling, but it's also not too bad, right? Maybe the first couple of times it felt awful, but now you're realizing it's not too bad. 22:22 on the clock. Yeah, you've learned to take care of yourself, to love yourself. This represents the womb, right? Going back to the womb, going back to the inner child, recreating things that made you feel happy from a child. Like, he climbs up to this cave. The story behind this card is he takes his little paints and everything, and he creates a fire, and you see the day has totally gone by. He doesn't even recognize the day has gone by because he's only concerned with drawing on the cave walls. It's something that he finds fascinating, and that's what you've come back to, are things that you find fascinating, things that really matter for you, things that are valuable for you, right? Trust in the magic. Look, 66. So you may see 666 a lot, and that's all about finding resolution, solutions, inner balance, seeing yourself through the eyes of love, unconditional love, right? And that's so powerful here with trust in the magic flying out. I feel like that's source just giving that confirmation that you're really coming into a space of seeing yourself with eyes of love, and that's so wonderful. We have number 5 here with the rebirth is assured. So again, coming back to, for some of you, this is just a huge transformation. I really do feel like across the board it's a huge transformation, but for some it is opening up to love, right? Finally having space to invite love in after hardships in the relationship. Look, I can't make this up. We have true love on the bottom here. This love is once in a lifetime. So for many of you, it is calling in love. If that's not what you want, then this is just a transformation of self-love. So we do have ask for help. What do you really need? And be willing to accept support. I feel like you're in this energy right now. You're definitely accepting support from source, from your angels, from your guides, from, you know, your messengers, whoever it is. You're definitely getting that guidance now. And then we have the South Node, destined to release. So they're showing this was something you were meant to let go of all along. Right? It came into your life to help you heal the South Node. And the South Node is hard. The South Node is where we're most comfortable at, and we don't want to leave it, right? So for it to come in, you know you went through a lot. All right, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm just laughing because it's always one of those things, like when it comes out, like, yeah, we know that, but... And that's what it feels like here. Source just reminding you that this came in to help you heal the South Node energy so that you could step up into the North Node and come towards what you're destined to have. And you're destined to come into union in a spiritual way here, to merge with your higher self, to merge with the powers that be, and to remember how blessed you really are. So we have escape on the bottom. Love is an emotional escape for you. Be sure you are getting involved for the right reasons. So you could have gotten involved with this person because love was an escape for you. This is the shadow aspects we're looking at now. We have up in the air, not able to make solid plans, flighty and ungrounded. Some of you definitely coming from pile number 1, but this person just left you feeling uneasy about a lot of things. And we've closed off, not emotionally available, distracted, hurt in the past. So they were hurting you because they were hurt. Not that that's an excuse. That's just what we see here. That's the shadow aspect that's coming through, is hurt people. And that's what you were healing within yourself as well, is to not be a projection of those wounds that you had from the past as well. So let's take a look at your soul, the Rebel card, and we're going to read this from the book. We have receiving. I cannot make this stuff up. That is so cool. Thank you so much, Source. That's exactly what I felt with the dice. That energy is so strong coming out in the reading. Just being open to receiving what's yours and knowing that it's okay to be in that receptive energy, right? You don't have to fight for what's yours. You should never have had to fight for what's yours. So I'm going to read a little bit of this from the book. It says, you are so loved. Your energy, or your every need, is witnessed and responded to by the universe. However, you sometimes forget this. You become swept up in the momentum of habitual consciousness, and you forget to take a moment to stop, breathe, and be. In that moment, you can receive the love of the universe that is receiving you. It will nourish you with contentment and energy. And that's what I was feeling with the Two of Cups. It's more about understanding the dualistic nature that's within you and really going out of your way to heal that so you can come into all your blessings. You have not done this enough. So your soul is becoming parched and is drying out. Energy has been going out of you, but there's not enough coming back in. It is time to bring something back in for you, to receive and be received. You are being offered a chance for restoration now, to feel nourished, cared for, and loved. Accept it. You deserve it. The healing process will help you surrender any guilt or shame you feel for having needs in the first place. It will also help you overcome any struggle that you might have receiving and accepting, so that your needs can be met. Do you know how much joy the universe gains from being able to give to you? When you delight in what you receive, when you openly embrace a gift and you are so happy with it, the universe is fully received by you. In this space, there is joyful communion, and we have the communion card come out. Oh, I love your reading, pile 2, between you and life. Energy flows more freely and magic happens. And we were talking about with the 5th house, joy, the joy of spirit, right? I love this. I love this reading already. When you demur, saying you cannot accept that it is too great a gift or that you are not worthy, you are impeding the flow. You are inhibiting the communion, the connection, and the playful interaction between you and the universe. Enough with false modesty and guilt. You are a radiant sun in human clothing. An exquisite life experience is your birthright. Enjoy it. Soak it up. All of it, including the restoration of the sacred rest. Oh, I love this for you. This is beautiful. If you feel like this is your reading, because I don't feel like I can say anything else. That's basically confirmed everything that I was feeling in the reading. But if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little the eagle emoji down below and say this. An exquisite life experience is my birthright. I am a radiant sun in human clothing. I love that. I love that. So say that down below. If this did resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below as well. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. I am going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message, pile number 2. Until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of blue agate, Or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on they've received their karma for hurting you. So what's next for you? If you're wondering how this reading is going to play out, I did explain that in the intro. So you're more than welcome to go back and watch that, and that will show you what to expect. And if you're just here along for the ride, then cool, welcome. I do just want to say quickly thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here having this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should this reading happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. So that being said, let's hop to it and let's find out what's next for you. So Source, for pile number 3, now that this person has received their karma, what's next for pile number 3, Source? What's next for pile number 3 now that this person has received their karma? Source, what's next for pile number 3 now that this person has received their karma? What's next for pile number 3? Okay, so we've got the first house, we've got Capricorn, and we've got Venus. I don't know why I hear this song. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. So, yeah, you're letting yourself shine. You have been diligently working on yourself, right? And now you're coming into like star status. Okay, this is like whether you're going to be famous or not, that stuff doesn't really matter. This is like star status. Like people are recognizing you when you go anywhere. People have to talk to you. You might notice that people have to come over and have a conversation with you, or you're having a conversation with someone that you don't even know. It's a total stranger, and another person walks up and has to get in on the conversation or ask you a completely unrelated question. You are being seen. You're magnetic right now. You're coming into a very magnetic time in your life. It's not surprising if you're going to start manifesting things left and right here. It may start off as small things, like very simple things. You're going to see them get more complex and complicated as you go. This has to do with the way that you're seen by others and the way that you see yourself. Like you've come into a place of really accepting you. And pile 3, I just want to say congratulations, because to know how powerful that one thing is, it changes life. It changes life, and we see that, and we see how it's affecting others here. And so what's next for you is just to be you everywhere you go. And that might not sound like a huge blessing or a huge reward from what it is that you went through, but it really is, considering when you were experiencing those hardships, you're never in a space where you could let yourself be. And now it's like peace and harmony and balance and freedom and magnetism and attraction. You're coming into a very attractive time. Like you may have been very hard on your looks for a long time, or the way that you felt about yourself for a long time, and it's just not playing a role anymore in your life. Like that's old news. That's yesterday's paper. It's out. Okay, it's gone. It's done. It's over with. Now you really appreciate yourself because you've worked so hard to get to where you are now. You worked so hard on your physical appearance, your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, or your spiritual well-being. Like everything about you is coming into alignment. And through that alignment, now people are noticing so much about you. It's almost like they're like asking you, hey, did you change your hair? Did you change your clothes? Did you lose weight? Did you get new shoes or something like that? It's really coming down to a je ne sais quoi that's coming out for you. Okay, it's just something you have. Because it was there all along, but you're just you've opened Pandora's box. Okay, there's no letting it go. It's coming in. There's no longer going back to who you were before. There's no longer putting a cap on your light. This is literally letting yourself shine, letting yourself be seen in a very beautiful way. It might seem overwhelming at first, but you're gonna flawlessly step up into this role and be able to take on whatever comes in a very graceful manner. You're not going to be afraid of it so much. And if you are worried about it, like maybe if you've dealt with a little bit of agoraphobia or anything like that, or just not wanting to deal with too many people for fear of absorbing their energy, you're actually learning the difference between taking on someone else's energy and your own. So you know where your energy stops and where another person's begin. And energetically, you're going to be able to set up very solid energetic boundaries here. This is not even spoken boundaries. This is literally like your energy field. You touch it and your mind reaches out and your emotions reach out and you're like, oh, nope, that's not mine. That's not mine. They can keep that. I don't want that. I'm not going to carry that today because it's not mine to carry. But it's going to be like all the time. You're going to feel so much more grounded in yourself because you're aware of where you begin and where you end, right? And where other people are just trying to absorb your energy, it's like they're touched. I hear that, touched by an angel. Oh, I heard that. That came in so loud. It's like they get touched by your energy and it's like being touched by an angel. This beautiful, bright energy. And they want more of it, but you are someone who sets up these very solid blocks, and it's from being hurt by this person that created this. That's what created you having this ability. So what I want to do first is I want to actually find out what this person's karma is, a little bit into that, what it is for hurting you, and then we'll definitely move back into what's next for you. So Source, can we please have some more information on what this person's karma is for hurting pile number 3? I'm hearing that this person's getting cheated on. They are going through a lot of romantic hardships and frustrations, broken heart right now. Yeah, a lot of bad times in the love department. So this could have been an ex from your life. This could have been someone that you dated, someone you were married to. They don't see the world clearly, and now they're inviting in people, treating them very like an object more than a person. Okay? They're not clear with their boundaries. They see that you've learned how to set emotional boundaries and they don't know how to do that. And they've tried to act the same way that you do, but it doesn't serve them well, right? They're also noticing that you are calling in people who are very loving and kind and who respect you. And so there's this wish that, oh, I wish I had respected pile number 3 when I had them. But you know, hindsight's 20/20, right? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You didn't. So instead, you chose to be overbearing and ruthless and mean. It's definitely, this is not a good energy that this person brought to your guys' connection, but equally so, it does feel like they're getting that in return now. Like what goes around comes around. That's definitely what this feels like. They're getting experience of what they put you through. Source, what is this person's karma for hurting pile number 3? What can you tell us here? Yeah, romantic frustration. I cannot make up this energy. It's very clear. The Knight of Wands in the reverse is definitely like broken heart energy. Just frustrated when it comes to love because nothing's playing out the way that they want it to. Like there's somebody here that's cheating on them. There's somebody here that's maybe not giving it to them, right? Like they're in a relationship but they're not getting anything. So it does feel like whatever they put you through, it's getting returned here. So if they cheated on you, yeah, ooh. So with the Knight of Cups here coming out in the upright next to this Knight of Wands in the reverse, this is someone who's a charmer. The person that they're with now is a charmer, and they charm the pants off of this person that hurt you. I mean, literally, they could not connect with this person fast enough. And now this person is very nonchalant when it comes to their connection, their relationship, or whatever it is. It's almost like if they left you for this person, okay, this is just the example they're showing me. So it does feel like this person that hurt you had to leave somebody to connect with this person that they're now connected with. It's like they left somebody because this is what they wanted all along. This person was like all the best parts of you plus all the things that this person wanted from you that maybe you weren't doing or that you didn't have the capacity for because, you know, unrealistic. It was unrealistic. But this person charmed this person into believing that they had everything. And remember, it's not that they had what this person was looking for. They just got charmed. They got lied to. Charm the pants off of them. I can't get through that. Like, that's what I keep saying. They charm the pants off of them. What's the karma for this person? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, and now they don't want to commit. And now they don't want to commit. And this person, they left everything so that they could commit. Maybe they were in a marriage. And again, if they left you, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Like, that's so awful that you have a situation like that someone's cheating on you and you made a commitment like that. But it does feel like this person left a very serious commitment. If it wasn't you, then it was someone else they left. It was a very serious commitment. And they left it to go with this person. This person charmed them. And now this person is dangling them along on a string. And breadcrumbing this person. Yeah, there's no stability here. The Four of Coins coming out. So this person doesn't know what it is to be in a stable relationship anymore. They don't know what it is to have the stability like what they had with you. 1 second. There was a knocking outside. Paused it at exactly 11 minutes. That's great. So you went through a spiritual awakening because of this situation with this person, and now they're just experiencing a broken heart all around. And there's just, this person charmed them because they made it seem like they had all this money. They were very financially stable. Now they've lost all their money trying to get this person to commit to them. And they're struggling now. They don't have anything like that anymore. So maybe they did have a bankroll, but now they don't. Or they had a falsified bankroll. You know what I mean? Like they were flashing bands when they didn't have it. And this person charmed them because they thought they had it like that. And the only reason they charmed them was because they wanted the money. Money, money, money. Yeah, and so now they're reflecting. They're reflecting on what it is that they brought into their life. They're reflecting on where it is that they put their energy as well. And they're recognizing now that they also did the same thing to you. So if you'd come into their life with money, that was the only reason why they wanted to be in your life, was because of money. Or they did the same thing to you where they promised you the world and they gave you nothing but dirt. Right? And so now they're like reflecting on this. Maybe money isn't everything. Like maybe money doesn't actually get you what you want, and that I actually had what I wanted with pile 3, but now I'm stuck in this situation that's just full of, it just feels disgusting is what it feels like. They just feel dirty. You know, that's what it feels like. They just feel dirty. And they were keeping a lot of secrets from you, or, you know, maybe you knew this person was a player. Now they're dating the player of players, and they didn't think that they didn't think that someone that they could ever be interested in would ever do something like that to them. The way that they did that to, it feels like other people, a lot of other people. They just didn't think that other people had that capacity. 1 second, let me get my dog out of the window. Yeah, so there's just like this belief that no one could do that to them, and the person that did it to them did it 10 times better than this person could have ever done it. Because they didn't think that someone could charm them like that, but they did. They did, and they offered. You know, I love in the Tarot Marseille, the Knight of Cups. He's an interesting character. While he is romantic, we also have to keep in mind that he's shallow, because he's, out of all the cup cards, he has the most shallow cup. Out of every cup card. The Page of Cups even has one of the cups cards from all the other cups cards. The Queen of Cups has a cup card, or a cup from all the other cups card. Even the King of Cups has a cup from all the other cups cards. But the Knight of Cups has a different cup than all the rest of the suit. And it's shallow. It's a very shallow love. It's not something that's deep. It's not something that's filled with a lot of, you know, spiritual connection or anything like that. It's just purely physical, and let me play on your emotions to get what I want. And that's exactly what this person did. They played on that. And so they fit the part, they fit the role for this person that hurt you, just so that they could come in and play their games. And whether they saw that the person that hurt you was playing games or not, it's not really about that. It's just that the person that they connected with plays games worse than they played games with you. So let's move on from this. Let's find out what's next for you, pile 3, and see what good news is coming in. Let me give this a couple shuffle here. It does feel like there's something that is going to be a huge completion for you, but Source does want to keep it a secret here. Doesn't really want to spoil the surprise. Source loves to surprise us, okay? But yeah, it does feel like there is something big that's coming for you that is a bit of a secret here, so keep an eye out for that. A lot of of healing energies coming over you. A lot of freedom, it feels like here. Commitment to yourself, commitment to your journey, commitment to your projects, commitment to your spiritual journey. And that's what's helping you become very magnetic. You may have put relationships on hold for a while. You may have put love on hold for a while so that you can reconnect with yourself and feel good about yourself. Yeah, it does feel like a very positive energy is around you right now, that there's a positive energy coming. So, Source, what's next for pile number 3? I have the hiccups for some reason. Yeah. Moving on from these situations where you feel like you're stuck. Moving on from stalemate situations. Situations that are leaving you in a, I have to do something because of someone. You could have gotten involved with this person because other people pressured you to, or they were telling you not to, and your ego was, you know how people are like, no, that person's bad for you, but you still can't help but keep trying to make this relationship work because you want to prove people wrong. So that's kind of both ways here. Okay, there's where you were pressured by others to get in this relationship, and also equally so for others, you were pressured into this relationship by your own emotional ego, right? I'm going to prove everybody wrong. That's what I keep hearing here. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. But you're walking away from that. Now it's like when people give me good advice, I'm going to take it into a consideration. But you're also taking accountability for where you have done things that have hurt yourself, right? And we see that now you're so unique in the way you're standing out, but your darkness, your shadow side is actually the one that's making you seem brighter. Isn't that interesting how the shadows actually affects us in a very unique way? Because when we embrace our shadow side, we shine brighter. Right? We let our light shine because we know that we're the light, and the darkness was just something that we didn't want to shine light on. And now that you've shined light on that, you've healed that, and you've come into a balance with that. And isn't it interesting? You know, we have the page of wands here. It's a very new and very exciting energy that you're expressing right now, that you're experiencing, because it's affecting you outwardly in so many ways. I've worked so hard to heal myself, and now all of a sudden I'm getting all this attention from people, and I don't even know what to do with it, right? It's exciting, though. It's not just the attention. Like, that's not what the exciting thing is. Like, we have the 10 of coins flipping over here. It's not the attention from others that's so exciting. It's just exciting because you've never been in this position where everybody has wanted to get to know you. Everybody's wanted to be a part of your journey. So definitely a lot of happiness, a lot of feedback here, a lot of abundance is coming to you financially, materialistically, very much this manifestation coming to light here. So whatever it is that you've been asking for, there is a manifestation that's coming. Yeah, and then we have the Knight of Coins. It's been a slow process, right? It's been a long process. It's been a slow process to heal from what this person did to you. But we see that as you're healing and moving away from this and really embracing, I feel like with the Page of Wands here, this was really about, and the Four of Swords, this combination here was really about you owning the part of you that felt like you had to stick it out with this person for so long, or why you got connected with this person in the first place. You're really owning that part of yourself. You're not being mean to yourself, right? You're not blaming yourself for that. It's just when you see the light, right? I see the light. Oh, I see why I did that. I understand why I did that now. Like, whoa, okay, cool. Like I can accept that part of myself wholly now because it's not separate from me. It's just a part of me that now that I'm conscious of, I know that I can avert my attention to something else that's more conducive for the journey of positive light and love. And that's exactly what you've been doing. And we see that here with this combination, the Knight of Coins and the 10 of Coins, that you're riding off into the distance for what you want. You're not letting the hardships weigh you down anymore. You're not letting the past weigh you down anymore. And so what's next for you is moving towards your manifestations, what you've asked for. Okay, whether this is a business, whether this is a financial gift, whether this is love, this could be a home, this could be a car, this could be a move to a new place, like a new city, a new country. it feels like you're moving on to something that is more connected to you, where you feel more connected and free. And it's coming from the past. Like, look at how she's riding this little donkey into the past, and here she is riding the bunny, or the person that's dressed up like a bunny, into the past, right? But it's facing towards this page of wands and the four of swords. So we know that this is a lesson learned, but this is an understanding that wouldn't have come unless it was triggered through a really rough situation. Right? On the bottom, yeah. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords. You're coming into a place of positivity. Now, how does this card look positive, right? But that's really what the Five of Swords means. It means that you're coming out of negativity into a place of positivity in your life. And we see here, yeah, and you're being very clear with yourself what it is that you want. Right? You could be manifesting through written word, like writing down what it is you want to manifest, making a vision board, or just writing out goals and being very clear about your goals and moving towards that, right? And we have the Queen of Coins here. Yeah. Finding abundance, and I keep hearing solidarity on the journey. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but that might make sense. Yeah. And then we have the Three of Wands, knowing that you can move away from the bad. And the Magician, you're manifesting what you want. Yeah, they're being very clear here. You're manifesting what you want because you dealt with the past. You dealt with the past you that you thought was separate from you, the past you that you thought you had to, eradicate in a very harsh, violent way. You're recognizing that all along it was a part of you that you had to just embrace. And through embracing that, you began to understand yourself in a much deeper way. Very, very profound, very, very powerful here. Let's get some oracles out and see what else is coming. Okay, so Source, can you please have some oracles here for pile number 3? What else do they need to know? Thank you. Okay, on the bottom, look, we have House 8. Transformation, karma, facing fears, and legacies. That's exactly what you've been doing, is facing the fears. Facing the darkness is all about us facing our fears. It's like the fear of not being good enough, or the fear that, we're not going to get the attention, or we're going to be abandoned, or that, we are going to get cheated on, or something like that. It's the fears, but where do those fears originate from? And it's when we face that part of ourselves, we understand that most of the time, when we weren't actually experiencing the trauma itself, most of the time, we were creating a lot of drama in our own mind without recognizing it, which ended up manifesting in drama outside of our lives. And so we really begin to see how powerful our thoughts are by recognizing the darkness within us, by facing the fears that we have, and thus transforming our lives into something profound, good, and stable. I can't. I'm done with you, pile 3. Look, we have Sea Otter with transformation. I didn't even know this was here. I wasn't even looking at it. I didn't even have it turned over. I had the deck down and I was just like, this is crazy. This is so crazy. They're being very clear. The transformation is something that's what's coming. That's what's happening. And I do feel like along with this transformation, there's also a special gift here that Source wanted me to mention, but not tell you about, right? Because Source loves to surprise us, and we have to let Source surprise us with those gifts that they want to bring in. We have synergy here with Green Man. This really talks about balance, right? Without one thing, one would cease to exist. This is the balance of how the trees give us oxygen. What we breathe in is what they breathe out, and what we breathe out is what they breathe in, right? Carbon. That process, the birds and the bees pollinate the flowers, and the flowers give the bees nectar. It's a necessary thing. It's finding that synergy in your own life, that perfect balance of the need. I always think about the recycle sign. And that's a part of synergy too. It's like that recycle. It's like you use it, you recycle it, they crush it down and make it into another new thing, and the process starts over, but it becomes synergistic. It's a balance, and you're becoming a part of that balance. So on the bottom, look, dance, celebration. It's time for you to celebrate how far you've come. It's time for you to acknowledge that you've experienced a lot of hardships in your life. You've gone through a lot of difficult times, but you survived and you became a better version of you. You became a more aligned version of you. And through that, you deserve to celebrate. And I love this card because it only shows her dancing on the card. So it does look like she's dancing alone. But in the book, it talks about how the whole tribe is on the outside of the card where we can't see, celebrating with her. And so if you don't have people in your life that are celebrating with you, know that your guides, that your angels, that source, all your spiritual team is celebrating with you. They're your biggest cheerleaders. They're there helping get you to the next level. And they're always wanting you to see success in your life and to have balance. And know that you're worthy of that. Sometimes it's hard for us to celebrate ourselves after we've been through so much hardships. Right? It's hard for us to see ourselves as worthy of being celebrated because we've carried the world on our shoulders for so long. And when you put down that weight, it's a freedom that we've never experienced before. And we almost want to pick up the world again because it's something we're so comfortable with. And you don't have to do that anymore. You have to find peace with the new space that you're in now. And that's why it's so important for us to celebrate even the small things that we achieve, is that gets us used to and open to the idea that we are worthy of being celebrated as a person, as an individual, as a life being, as a spiritual being, whatever it is, we're worthy of being celebrated. And then we have Let Spirit Be Your Guide with Hawk Spirit on the bottom here. And I love that what I was talking about is very uncomfortable. It feels like it's been very uncomfortable with you. We have 32 here, which breaks down into numerology number 5. And 5 is a very uncomfortable place of change, right? Necessary, but very uncomfortable. It teaches us very valuable lessons. And I feel like that's exactly what they're trying to bring you to, is this valuable lesson of seeing yourself as something that not only do you belong, this is your right to belong. This is your right to feel. This is your right to love and to be loved. This is your right to take imperfect action. This is your right to imagine a world for yourself, a life for yourself. And this is your right to communicate freely with the divine how you see fit, right? This is what it's all about, is finding your balance in the world and knowing that in alignment, you really are an expression of source energy. You're the consciousness of source through your eyes. And you get that opportunity to be a happy version of yourself, to give others permission to do the same. So I'm trying to shuffle for a shadow aspect of this reading here, but nothing's coming out. Let me see if I can get something here. Source, what's the shadow aspect that's coming out for pile number 3 here? Can you tell us a little bit more about the shadow aspect that's present here? We see that they're facing their shadow, facing their fears, transforming their karma into something that's good. Whoa, that was coming out. Interesting. We have controlling that flew out. It says needs to be right all the time. The time possessive, jealous lover. So this could have been what was going on with your partner here, this person that was in your life. They were very controlling. They wanted every aspect of you to themselves. And now they're experiencing that as well with someone in their life. And then we have two-faced. Playing with your emotions is insincere and not who you think. And I've definitely got that when we were showing what karma they're going through. This person was definitely not who you thought they were. They were a different person altogether. Very controlling, very two-faced. You know, showing one part of themselves. That's why I was saying, like, the person that's in their life right now is showing one part of themselves to them and fitting the role that this person thought they needed, only to behind closed doors become a completely different individual. And I feel like they did that same thing to you. So, look, we have Uranus energy here with radically change. Yeah, there's a huge change coming for you here. Yes, reciprocity with honeybee. And I talked about the bee energy with the green man and synergy here. I love that. Oh, thank you so much, Source. That's so cool. So awesome. I love when that synchronicity comes up for you. So you're about to receive. This is like equal give and take. What you put out is going to come back to you, right? It's no longer like putting out, doing stuff, hoping and praying. This is you putting something out there and it receiving equal or more praise in return. And then we have use your mind wisely. Yes. Remember to always focus on where your thoughts are. Are you staying positive about yourself? Are you loving yourself, caring for yourself? We saw that with the Four of Swords as well. We also have crumbling on the bottom over here. What you built felt like it's falling apart. It's okay. You have the strength to build anew. And I feel like you're seeing that now. Feels like you're seeing that you can build a new life even after going through trauma, struggle, strife, suffering, and pain. So let's go ahead and take a look at your Rebel Oracle card, and I'm going to read this from the book and see what comes through. We have inspiration. Look, honeybees. Oh my gosh, look at this. The bees coming out here. Next level. I love this reading so much for you. It's like a brand new light coming through, seeing all this beautiful growth on her hair here, these flowers, this bright energy. 3 is all about creation. It's also about your angels are with you, sources with you. They're helping to guide you, and leaning on them in times of need is so powerful. It's also 30:30 on the clock, so maybe you see 333 a lot. Again, synchronicities like crazy for this reading. I absolutely love when that happens. Just makes my life. I love Source so much. All right, so I'm going to read this a little bit from the book and let you look at this card here. It says, an idea has captured your attention or will do so very soon. It may be a grand vision or the vague sense of something that could be. You're being encouraged to accept the vision, the idea or inspiration as it is important to your creative and spiritual growth. Also, it is possible. The bee is bringing you healing. Yes, I love that. Medicine, wisdom from nature to aid the message of the Oracle of Inspiration. The bee is a powerful spirit totem. Bees are able to fly with wings that are significantly small in proportion to their heavier bodies. They can do so because the sheer speed with which their wings move. Your idea, even if it seems like a big, substantial plan that might be difficult to get off the ground and up and running, can succeed. You will attract great helpers to you, and the earth will support the success of this project, idea, or vision, because it is about helping the greater good as well as your own growth and development. When the earth mother lends you nature wisdom to support your healing and growth, you know you have an exceptionally powerful ally to your cause. Let this bring you confidence. Allow inspiration to fill you with enthusiasm and expectation of magic and marvelous synchronicity as people, situations, and opportunities fall into place to help bring your inspiration into reality. This idea has the potential to flower into so much more than you realize. It has great potential, and it can become something that feeds and nourishes others on their creative and personal healing paths too. It has the quality of a mission and is so much more than one singular idea. And I love that what they were saying, because with the dance card is all about other people celebrating with you. And so I feel like there's definitely an air of celebration that's going to come here with this idea. Love the synchronicities that came out in your reading. This whole reading has just been one huge synchronicity. So I love that your pile was still on with that. And that your pile 3, I love you, pile 3. I love you so much. I love everybody, but I really love you, pile 3, because it always end on this positive note. And I love that. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little bee emoji down below and say, I am worthy of celebration and reciprocity in my life because I am the inspiration. And if it resonated with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you can find all those links below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatterlove Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. I am going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message, pile number 3. And until next time, stay human. Bye.